right, welcome everybody. Let me make sure my screen is on. I believe it is. All right, it says people can see me. So, welcome to. I don't know how to do that on my computer, so we're just going to have to turn off the volume. So, here we go. I wanted to begin by kind of giving you a little bit of a background and kind of maybe sharing with you maybe why I'm doing this. Okay, so thank you first of all for following Just Dig In. All right, like chances are you don't really know me from my playing days because when I played there wasn't TV crews all around. I've been playing. I played ball for about 20 years. I started playing when I was 8 years old, and I played like wiffle ball and stuff in the neighborhood with the kids before that, but I didn't start playing like semi-organized baseball until I was about 8 or 9 or something like that. So I started off with baseball, and I moved into fast pitch softball by the time I was 12. Kind of like reluctantly, okay? I didn't want to go to fast pitch softball because I didn't even know what fast pitch softball was. But nonetheless, I made the switch to softball. I ended up being pretty darn good at it, and ended up winning a national championship with the Katy Cruisers. If y'all know or who have ever heard of Kat Osterman, she's from the Katy area, and we played on the Katy Cruisers together. Ended up winning a national championship. Ended up playing at Texas together. Where eventually my junior and senior years when Kat got there. So let me back up. My freshman year at UT, I ended up breaking a whole bunch of records, and I ended up hitting like 421 for my freshman year and like 520 or something like that for the Big 12, 519, and I ended up being named NCAA All-American and Big 12 Freshman of the Year. So what I knew my freshman year was I knew how to compete. All right, like I had been competing ever since I was a kid, and that's what I knew how to do. It didn't matter if it was trying to learn how to do a backflip and then seeing how many backflips I could do in a row, or if we were doing it any sort of challenge. I wanted to win, and it didn't have anything really to do about beating the other person. It's just because I knew I could do it, and I wanted to do it. Like I wanted to prove to myself that if I needed to turn 12 backflips in a row to beat the kid who just did 11, I was going to do 12. I might be blacking out on the trampoline from spinning too much, but I was going to figure out how to do 12 backflips. And if it was about a softball game, then I was going to figure out how to help our team score more runs than the other team, because that's the goal of the game. And when you understand the goal of the game and you learn how to play it strategically, you can play this game till you're tired of it. You can play this game all the way up, all the way to the pro level now. All right, now that's still growing, but still, we have a dream to play at a further level than college, and something more than U.S. team now. Okay, so way back when there used to only be the USA team, and then the USA team got knocked out of the Olympics, and thank God for the softball players who have stuck through it and continue to keep this game in the Olympics and bring it back for the 2020 games. I'm extremely excited, and I'm proud of you guys, because I know that took a lot of effort and a lot of work to show that this world still cares about softball, so and about competing. So I enjoyed playing with the USA team. I mean, that was one of my most favorite times of my playing career. Got to play with the world's best players, and man, it was fantastic. So I'm going to kind of just show you guys. I'm going to angle this because I realize there's some glare on it. That'll be better. And I've got a screen for you here. I'm going to pop up in just a second. So I'm going to be going back and forth from this board and from the board on the screen, so you'll see me on the split screen. So after 20 years of playing experience, playing in the pro league for 5 years, it gave me a chance to find me as a hitter again, and it was hard because you didn't really have hitting coaches in the pro league. Like, we would practice, and you were kind of expected to know what you were trying to do. All right, and that was good for me. It left me alone. It let me kind of learn again, like what I knew when I was a kid. It made me really focus on what it felt like and how much space was between me and the ball on my own terms. Like, where am I trying to hit the ball? If I'm consistently hitting the ball at the middle and the pitcher keeps getting it, or the shortstop keeps getting it, I needed to figure out how to change my aim on my own and hit the ball to the gaps. And so what I'm going to teach you for creating a successful at bat has to do more with you having a plan and learning how to practice that plan through different phases, from tee drills to side toss drills to front toss drills, and like how all of those things will help you understand what's going to happen in the game. All right, so I want to teach you the phases of timing. All right, I want to teach you the spacing that's needed between yourself and the ball to make the ball go where you want it to go. So this means you're going to learn how to manipulate the ball and send it to the open gaps. And first we must know, where are the open gaps? Well, I'm going to pull up a screen here while we're on this here together. So let me see if I can pull out the correct handouts. All right. Nope, that's not going to be the one. There's the board. Okay, so let's get in here. So if you're looking, I'm going to put on my screen, and if you can see here, I need to get that out of the way. If you can see, I've got, this is for a right-handed hitter, all right? So we're going to learn how to create a plan. Again, the number one is going to be learn how to create a plan. So when you look at your field, and you've got your infielders set up. I put X's where everybody is. I didn't put one in here because it was getting too messy with that picture. So I put the X's in the outfield, and I would say majority of people aim for hitting up the middle or hitting to the right side. Okay, so when you aim for up the middle, you've got usually your shortstop's gonna be playing a little bit further back here, especially as they get older. These hits kind of fade away, right? Like, you really got to put some whip on the bat and get it through the infield. So instead of aiming up the middle, let's change our aim to left center field for a right-handed hitter for these purposes, like for this diagram. If we aimed for left center field, and I'm going to bounce back over here, if you aim for left center field and you reach out and you get your arms fully extended through that ball. So I'm going to use my short bat here because it stays in the picture a little bit better. All right, so if I reached out and hit that ball out in front and nailed it to left center field, that would be my green zone hit if my head is behind the ball and my arms are extended out. Okay? Behind the ball, not on top of it. So it doesn't matter if your arms are extended out to that low pitch. If your head's on top of it, that is no longer green zone. I don't know why I keep saying green zone. Green zone. All right, to be green zone, your head must be on the front side of the ball, like behind it. All right. So think about your hit to left center field as a right-handed hitter as your most on-time extended hit. Now, if you're a pro and you're playing in the majors and you get a green zone hit, those are the balls that are going to the next decks. Or like if you're a little guy, those are the balls that are easily leaving the park and everybody's like, God, he's so small, how does he do it? Right? Like, they're hitting the ball in the green zone. Then there's those that kind of like have that inside out spin and they tail off this way. Now, if you understand that when the ball is on a tee, it's not moving, right? It's a stationary ball. And if I put a swing on this ball while it's not moving, it's not going to do exactly the same thing as it's going to do when it's moving. Because if I move that tee in here just a little bit and I hit it that way, it's going to go straight because there's no forward movement. There's nothing hitting it while it's moving. So if it's moving and it's spinning and your bat comes and hits the inside half of the ball, that spin is now going to change this way because your bat is putting an inside out spin on it, right? So now it's spinning like this and curving away. Now if you aim that to left center field all the way over and you happen to not be able to hit the outside half of the balls, maybe it was an outside pitch, maybe it was a little too low, but let's just say that you created the plan and you committed to it so much, like you were going to say, I'm going to hit the 9 on that ball, right? I'm going to get to the numbers on the ball, but I'm going to hit the 9 spot to send it to left center field. And let's say it was a little too outside and you couldn't reach the outside half of the ball. I'm going to bring it up here. So you couldn't reach the outside half of the ball, but you did get the inside half of the ball as it was moving. That's going to knock that ball to right center field. Now, you think about it, it's basically like an L shape away, all right? From left center field to right center field is basically like an L shape away. If you aim up the middle and you hit that ball directly at the center fielder, or you hit it an L shape away, that's where you're getting those shots that could be right center hits and they're now foul, okay? Or they're being caught on the line. All you gotta do is shift your feet slightly to where your feet are aimed, like if you were putting, all right? If you're on a putting green, let's say you were hitting the ball straight back to the pitcher, you'd be faced like this, all right? Now, if you were gonna turn and hit the ball over to the shortstop, you would turn your body and your feet in line with the shortstop like this, right? Like my feet are in line that way, not to the pitcher to where I would be putting this way. Like I wouldn't be like this across the front of my body, pulling that way. I would line up my feet, line up my hips, aim my putt, and go. Except now we got to understand that there's a moving pitch, right? It's not golf. I'm fully aware, but think about how you would aim in golf. If you set your feet a little bit more like, instead of straight back to the pitcher, you angled it and opened up to where your toes are now pointing a little bit more towards the first baseman. You're going to be able to hit that ball to the left center gap, and your opposite angle, when you can't reach the outside half of the ball, is going to be right center field. Instead of up the middle, when you set your feet straight on the plate, majority of your balls are going to go right back up the middle, and then foul. All right, so if you hear foul, foul, heads up, all the time during your at-bats, just try turning your body and facing the first baseman a little bit more. And if you're a lefty, then instead of facing the plate, just turn your body and face the third baseman a little bit more. Now, you can't just stay there and like stand up and be far away from the plate. You got to understand that when you open your stance, you now have to get into a position that puts you ready by the plate. So yes, you got to learn how to bend, right? You got to learn how to bend your body, because when you start swinging a bat that's not a baby bat like this one, or it's not a wiffle ball bat like this one, but you start putting some weight into the bat, right? Like the weight is over here, especially if you're swinging an in-loaded bat. If this is where the weight is in the bat and you are standing straight up, you're not going to have strong enough legs to throw this weight around your body and keep your balance. It's just not going to happen. Like the shorter your stance, the weaker your swing. It's almost like if you think about a wrestler or a boxer or somebody. If a wrestler is up, right, and the other guy is down, like he's going to grab him from underneath. Okay, so it's the lower center of gravity that allows you the balance. If you're the wrestler that gets up tall, all of a sudden you're going to be like dropped, okay? Because you don't have a base. Like you got to get into your legs. So a really good way to practice getting into your legs is to put the batter, I'm going to twist this way a little bit, and then this way. All right. So basically if you get the batter into their stance and then you push on them, okay, like tell them, I want you to get in your stance and I don't want you to move. I want to be able to push your chest, push your body, and like knock you side to side, and I want you to try to stay in the same spot. So you get them there and you start pushing them, and at first they're going to be like slow motion doing this. Just say, no, keep your head still, put your hand on their head and move them and say, look, see how I'm holding you there? Use your legs to keep you from moving, and so you can start really pushing them around and like move them. Like try to get them to move, but don't let them. Right? And once they get that feel in their legs, now you have a way to explain that those are like strong legs. All right? When you give them that feel and you make them understand what that feels like as they're hitting in their practices or in the games, like you can call out something like, hey, let's get a better base in your stance, or get a wider stance, get balanced. All right? So to let them know those little things, show them how to get a good strong base so that they can have an attack and actually get to the ball with their bat, right? The small stance, weak swings. Wider stance, and I don't mean too wide. I mean balanced. Like you're fielding a ground ball. Spread your feet out, bend your knees, bend forward, and get in a ready attack position. Okay? We don't need our hands way up here. We're not trying to swing from up to straight down. Put it right at our shoulder, turn the shoulders, and whip the barrel through the ball. Okay, so obviously you want to know the situation before you create a plan. If you don't have anybody on base, don't just go up there and say, okay, well, I'm just going to go hit it. Be more specific. Your brain actually, in my opinion and in my experience of playing and coaching, all right, like my dad would give us hit and runs all the time, which meant like he had a place for us to hit the ball almost every at bat. Okay, so every at bat he would say, all right, we got a runner at first, so we're going to do a steal on this one. Here we go, Lindsay, hit that ball in the 5-6 hole. Let's go. Like, I would know where he wanted me to hit it, and it didn't matter if I ended up hitting it there. The intent gave me timing. Like, I very, very rarely struck out. Like, hardly ever. And I think my freshman year, honestly, I want to say I maybe had five strikeouts and over 200 at bats. Something, maybe it was 8 strikeouts my freshman year, something like that. It was where it was like a 1 to 15 ratio. Like every 15 at bats, I would have a strikeout. But it was more like every 30 at bats, I would have like 2 strikeouts, maybe in the same game or on the same day. You know, it wasn't. I didn't strike out often. And so when you got me, you got me. You either threw an amazing pitch, or my timing was off, or both. Right? Like, you had to be on your best game to get me, because I didn't just have to hit the ball out of the park to get on base. Like, I could figure out plenty of ways to get on base and steal and do whatever. Like, my job as a batter was to find a way to score. The further I hit it, the further around the bases I got to go. All right? The less chance for stealing and getting caught like that. So I realized, obviously, if I hit the ball to the fence, when I was younger, there wasn't a fence. It was just a really huge field. Man, you just hit it past everybody, and I was fast enough to make it all the way around. So that's what I would try to do. I wouldn't just try to hit the ball, because if I just go up there and I just hit the ball, it could go anywhere. And I don't want it to just go anywhere. I want it to go where the hits are. All right? So when you aim for your number 1 spot on the field, and then you end up getting a little bit too late on your rotation, you end up hitting it towards right center field, and this is when you set up with that slightly open stance, all right? And then if you happen to be a little bit too late and you don't get rotated, so let's just say, I'm going to go back to the small bat here. Let's just say you didn't turn your chest all the way to left center field and then explode the bat through. Let's just say you got your chest barely to the ball and then you began to swing. This is another way to make the ball go to left center field or left field or 5-6 hole. This is typically going to be your 5-6 hole hit when that rotation is a little too slow and your hands beat your shoulders through the ball. All right? That's when you get that outside of the ball whip towards that 5-6 hole between third and shortstop. And then on the flip side of that, if you are very late, if you are a person who lets the ball get all the way to them, always, like if you let it come to you and you don't ever attack, you are sitting in red-yellow zone here. Okay, like your number 1 attack that you're going for happens to be your 4th most on-time hit. Your very last point of contact for those people who consistently think of driving the ball to the right side without even saying, I'm going to hit the ball to right center field. If you just say, I'm going to hit the ball to the right side, you're basically setting yourself up to hit red-yellow zone as your on-time attack. So can you imagine why you have strikeouts? If you're always trying to go to the right side, you're always playing defense with your bat because you're hitting the last point of the ball that you can hit. You can hit the outside part of the ball way earlier and way easier than hitting the inside of the ball sometimes. Okay, well, everybody thinks it's so much better to go to the right side. Like, who made that up? Who made it up? Like, I never heard that when I was playing as a kid. And I was on the best teams. We won nationals. We were the first Texas team to ever win ASA Gold Nationals. Like, we knew how to win. We knew how to play, and we knew how to hit the ball to the gaps, not just the push gap. And I would hear this all the time in baseball, like, Baseball players would say you're supposed to hit the inside half of the ball. Supposed to hit the inside. Says who? Is there some like baseball god that y'all call? It's literally like, do you pick up the phone and say, which part of the baseball am I supposed to hit? Well, how are they supposed to know? What's the situation, you guys? If you are going to step up to the plate and you got bases loaded and you're just going up there to hit, you probably would be better off having somebody else hit for you, because your mind has no timing right now. If you're going up there to hit, you could hit the ball here, 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 here. And if you're starting with the idea of hitting it here, well, you have one chance to get that ball. And I just think you're better than that. You have a chance to say, I'm going to aim my swing and I'm going to make it happen. And when you literally start to allow your brain to commit to something and you just let your body do whatever the hell it wants to make the ball go to left center field, or make the ball go to the 5-6 hole, or make the ball go to right center field, or if for whatever reason you really want to punch the ball over to the 3-4 hole, those will be there for you after this, okay? Like after you reach out, then you start knowing, okay, well there's my right center. It's not right center. This is 3-4 hole. You're lucky if you get this thing out to right center. This is where a lot of Major League Baseball players hit the ball and it stops at the fence, because it's not their most on-time attack. They let the ball come to them. They played defense. They got a good part of the bat on it. Okay, they went all the way there. They think it's a home run, and what do you know? A guy just jumps up and catches the ball right there at the fence, because they're yellow zone. If they could have gotten this ball right here, boom, see you later. Okay, that's how you hit that ball oppo out of the park, not by letting it get to you. And I'm sorry, I don't know why the lights keep looking like it does, going a little bit lighter and a little bit darker. Okay, so let's go right here, and how do we make the ball go to where we want it to go? All right, so when you know the situation, when you know where you want to hit the ball, you'll know which zone you need to attack in for the positive outcome. All right, so which number on the ball or section of the ball will you attack? All right, understand that your red zone here, this is going to be where you've got, your strikeouts, weak ground balls, weak pop-ups, foul balls. Okay, so like I'm going to use my regular green bat here because this is a good indicator of what ends up happening. So this is where your strikeouts, weak ground balls, weak fly balls, foul balls, pop-ups, whatever. These things are coming right in here, right next to your body, where you could like touch this ball with your finger. You don't need a bat, which is why it doesn't make sense for your hit, right? We're trying to attack the ball while it's right next to us, like many people in T-ball teach their kids to do, like stand right here and do this. Like this already doesn't even make sense. This looks nothing like anybody on TV. The fact that we're setting our kids up like this in T-ball is something that needs to change. If you want to set your kid up and have them hit, and you can't move the tee, right? Like it has to stay on the plate, right? We got to do that. Move them back to where the tee is not next to them, but the tee is in front of them, where they can't physically touch it with one finger easily. Put it out there so that they can actually have some space and use the big part of their bat. This one, the green zone, all right? The Grello zone right there. That's the sweet spot. So for your yellow zone, these are going to be where they, like I said, like here and here, all right, where the arms are bent. They're a little bit closer to you. You had a little bit later attack, or maybe you wanted to hit a low line drive, or you were just trying to get a long fly ball. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you could let that ball get closer to you, because the closer it gets, okay, so let's just say, those little protractors, I didn't write it on this one, but the protractor that is the D shape, right? So it's like that, and it has all of the angles going out to 90 degrees here, and it's like 180 and then 0, whatever. So like you got your D shape, and the further out in front you hit this ball, the more in the green zone and on a line you're going to hit it. And the closer the ball comes to you, just like those angles, they're going to start going like this. All right, it's where if you're hitting the ball right here, you're nicking it, and it's going into the upper decks in the Major League Baseball. Boom! All right? I'm not sure why all this is coming through. I apologize. All right, so you do have some of your home runs. Those guys who are super strong who hit the ball just perfectly. I'm gonna say girls too. You know, you got some girls who can hit it out with a yellow zone swing, but a lot of times for females, especially before you get to college and you start your weight training program, a lot of times those are your long flyouts. Those are the ones that you're feeling like you just missed. Okay, sometimes these are your doubles and your triples, like especially to the right, and your triples, like especially to the right center gap. If you're hitting it pretty hard and you're getting a double or triple there, that's typically a yellow zone hit. And then at the very end of it, you've got your long line drives, which are basically home runs, your green zone shots, the lasers. I mean, not all of these are home runs. These are missiles that you're sending. So whichever direction you're sending, even if you're trying to hit a really hard ground ball, I mean, you could hit a dinger in the dirt if you were aiming for the 3 and you caught that green zone, like that would be considered like hitting it that hard. And I can guarantee you there's not many people out there who are going to be able to stop a ball hit that hard. If you hit a green zone ground ball and you have your arms way out there and you're hitting the top of that thing, it's going to be hit hard unless it, again, gets too close to you. Then that becomes the balls that hit in the dirt, and then they lose their speed pretty darn quickly. So when you, go back over here, so when you commit to the plan, next piece, okay, so you create a plan of attack, you step in the box and you think about which number on the ball am I going to try to hit. So if you think about the ball, so I've got it right there on the screen, and I'm actually going to pull it up in a handout real quick. Where are my handouts? I'm still learning this thing. Let's go. Handout. I think it's this one. One more. Perfect. Okay. Now, if you look at the 1, 2, 3, those are going to be your ground balls. All right. So when you're hitting the top part of the ball, likely this has gotten under your vision slightly. So it's a little bit more yellow zone or red zone. And this is where we typically stop our chest on the ball, and then the bat comes around and ends up rolling over the ball, knocking it into the dirt. And the only way to really stop that rollover is to learn how to rotate your chest past the ball. So instead of stopping it on the ball and then just bringing the hands to where you have a big high chance of rolling over, so that's, we roll over right where our chest is. So if I point my chest to left center, and I then let my bat go, then I'm not even going to roll over until like way over here, way out in front of me as I'm extending through the ball to left center field. I'm not extending to the ball, I'm extending through the ball to left center, or through the ball to right center, not through the ball. Like, I'm not hitting at the ball, I'm hitting at a field, and the ball is just going through my barrel. All right, I'm just going to fly my little plane, I'm going to go and I'm going to start that whip, get that helicopter whip going, and send it in the direction based on the pitch and the situation and what I'm trying to do. Like, my timing is set for the situation. Am I trying to hit it to right center? Am I trying to hit it behind runners? Am I just trying to tap it on the ground? Is the infield playing back? Is the hit 2 feet right in front of me? Because wherever the hit is, wherever we're going to score the run, that's where I'm going to hit it. That's where I'm going to try to hit it. So if you hit that 4, 5, 6 spot, you've got like the 1, 4, 7 is going to be the balls that go to the right side of the field. Okay? The 3, 6, 9 will hit the ball to the left side of the field. Your 4, 5, 6 is going to hit it more low, like low line drives. That's hitting pretty square. As you get down to this 7, 8, 9, like this line right between the 4, 5, 6 and the 7, 8, 9 is like a serious hot spot. You hit this little corner right here between this 5, 6, 8, 9, that ball's going to leave the park. It's going to go very far. Same thing for this 4, 7 if you're catching it, this 4, 5, 7, 8 if you're catching it right there in that little inside hot spot. That ball is going to be hit very hard and likely go over the fence. So you got to know which part of the ball to hit and how it's going to be manipulated. So 1, 2, 3 going down, 4, 5, 6 going straight, 7, 8, 9 going up. 1, 4, 7 going to right field, 2, 5, 8 going up the middle, and 3, 6, 9 over to the left side of the field. All right, and that does hold true. That holds very, very true. So if you want to aim your hit, as you should be planning your attack, then you aim your hit, then you focus on the part of the ball that you want to hit. And now we're stepping in the box. Now we're gaining the confidence. Like, I know what I want to do to the ball. It doesn't matter if the pitcher throws me a strike. It doesn't matter if it's inside or if it's outside. Yes, eventually it's going to matter. Like, eventually I'm going to know whether or not I really want to hit this ball or not. But as I step in the box, I don't really care whether it's going to be a ball or a strike. What I care about is this ball coming going to be something that I can send in the direction I was planning to? So is this outside part of the ball, this 9 spot on the ball, reachable? And that's what I'm looking for. I'm in the box expecting to get something that I can hit the outside half of. So letting the ball get here, that to me just means I'm late. And I honestly, I'll just learn from that. Like, where did the ball go? And again, we're going to get there. That's like step 3. And step 2 is pretty quick because we're just committing to the plan right now. This is how we commit to it. We pick that spot on the ball and we step in, and we already know the timing of the pitcher. We've had a chance to see her at least warm up, right? If you're on deck, you've maybe gotten to see one hitter up there, and you should be getting your timing of like the start, not of just swinging over there and doing poor mechanics. Like, get in there and start your competition on deck. Think about where you might want to hit the ball off of this particular pitcher based on the current situation. So if nobody's on base, then think about hitting that ball at your most early on-time hit. Go drive the ball to the left center gap. I'll tell you right there, just go try that. That'll give you something to aim for, and you'll be surprised at how often you can make it happen when you think about it and you commit to it and you stop worrying about whether the ball is going to cross this little imaginary strike zone that moves all the time anyways, right? Forget about the strike zone. Watch the ball. You didn't care about the strike zone as much when you were in coach pitch, likely, because the coach is trying to get it for you, hit your bat, right? They're trying to make you get a hit and help you get a hit. Well, what's the only difference when you get to kids pitch or, as you go up? The difference is the person on the mound doesn't want you to get a hit. That's the only difference. And when they don't want you to get a hit, it means they're going to throw it to places that if you let it get deep, they're going to eat you up. The pitcher's job is not just to strike you out, it's to create outs. You spread the outs around, you let your defenders play, and you get some strikeouts every now and then, just like me as a hitter. I'm not just trying to go up there and hit home runs all the time, but I am trying to drive the ball at my most on-time attack, and therefore it looks like it, because my swing is big. It's extended. I'm leaving room, so it looks like I'm swinging hard, and it should, because I'm trying to crush this ball. If it happens to go out of the park, we're good. I get to score a run. If it doesn't, then hopefully I'm standing on second base or third base, figuring out a way to still score. All right? So you commit to your plan. You step in the box. You look for the 9. You get up there. That pitcher is bringing the ball now, and you've got to just dig in. You got to go. You've got to press go. All right, so I'm gonna click over to the board here and show you guys a few. Here we go. There we go. I'm going to show you guys a few ways to think about this. So, with your open stance, your back foot becomes the gas. And you know the gas makes you go if you're in a car. So you push the gas, you go to the ball, you pick this front foot up ever so slightly, and you use the brakes quickly. You set your foot down, and you begin your rotation. So at front heel plant, this is where the rotation begins. So if you have a big step, you're going to have a lot of timing inconsistencies. Like the bigger the step, the more on defense you are. In my opinion, it's just so inconsistent. It's hard to get down because you don't know how fast that pitch is coming. They might throw you a 15-mile-an-hour difference on a fastball and a changeup, and there might be, a couple miles an hour difference on a curveball and a screwball, but you have to be able to adjust to all these things, and a huge step just leads to, in my opinion, more inconsistencies than are needed. So I just say take it out and make your step faster, because you're never going to hit 100 miles an hour with a big step. You're just not. You got to learn how to speed up your attack and allow for the feet per second moving faster, right? The ball's coming way faster at 100 than it is at 95. It's moving feet per second faster. So when you see that ball and then you think, yes, strike, go, swing, that ball is already like 10 feet further by the time that you've already thought, oh, it's a strike. So when it's 100 miles an hour, for me, 70, 73, 74 miles an hour off of like a Monica Abbott or Ginny Finch in their primes, like these are the hitters that I hit off of. That's like 0.33 seconds to get that bat to the green zone. And then you add in the fact that they're like, 6 feet something tall, and they're throwing not from 43 feet, they're starting at 43 feet. But their stretch and their drag and like where they're actually releasing from is probably a little bit more like 38 feet. So your reaction time has to be so fast. And you have to be able to say, yes, 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 no. Or yes, 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 boom, and we just go for it. It can't be like, if this is a strike, then okay. You got to expect a good one to hit. And when you do that, you give your brain, you're telling your brain to say, okay, I trust you. Eyes, I trust you. Hands, I trust you. What I need to do is get my front foot down and start turning so all of the things I just mentioned can happen. All right, my eyes can play the game. Because if I'm standing up and it happens to be a low pitch and I'm looking down, you're not even going to see that pitch go by. It's blurry. Get your head behind the ball. Get your front foot down quickly. Go attack the ball. Push to go meet it. Reach out. Swing to the open field. And watch the ball. Okay? Get your head tilted. Aim through that 9. Now here's what's really important. So you trusted your hand-eye coordination. You hit through the ball and you've extended. Now, you've really, really, really got to leave your head at contact. This is step 3. You have to learn from what just happened. What did you see? Where did the ball go? Number 1. Well, not number 1. What did you just see is number 1. So if you're making an attack on that ball, and let's say I was right here, and I go and I hit, and I let it get deep, and I see this right here, and I finish, and I realize that the ball got hit that way. Okay, it went foul ball that way, and I saw that my head was down here, and I saw my own 2 feet when I hit the ball. Because I've done this for a long time, and I've been mapping out this red, yellow, and green zone for like the last, 8 months or so. Like, because I've done this and I've now studied it in the different zones, like I would know that I saw my own feet. That was total red zone. I definitely need to push the gas. I need to go get it much quicker. I got to speed up. I don't want to see my own feet. Not unless I'm trying to hit the ball on the ground or pop it straight up. If I'm letting the ball get right here, where I could easily touch it with my finger, I don't need a 32 or 34-inch bat to hit this ball, and I'll be hitting it with this, likely. All right, so this is going to be red zone hits. Between your feet, when you're looking down, it's likely red zone. The closer it is to that front foot, that's closer to yellow zone. But it doesn't look like it. Okay, like when you hit the ball at your front foot, if you put a tee out there, it doesn't look like it's at your front foot. It looks like it's like out there. Like if you remove that ball and you continue looking through it, you're now looking like down the first baseline a little bit. Okay, on the dirt out in front of the batter's box. That's what you see when the ball's not on the tee. Okay, but all of a sudden, if we did a dry swing and I said hit that same pitch and I moved the ball out of the way, most of the time we all end up looking down. Like my hitters end up looking down to the line the ball was on. That's not your contact. You're not going to see the line at your foot. You're going to see out when you hit that ball there. Okay, so make sure that you help them look towards the field when they're taking their dry swings, like get out there instead of like practicing looking like this. Boom, and your head straight down. This is a terrible hit. They're not going to get on base. They will likely hit the ball to the right side at best. All right, so we want to hold it here, turn the body, boom, whip the barrel out in front, and keep your eyes behind the ball. And when you keep your eyes behind the ball, and you see more of the fielders, you're also going to be seeing your hit take off in the direction, like think about that protractor again, right? If I let that ball get real close to me and it's going to go like this or this, well, this means I've gone like this here. Okay? If I even touch the ball. If I get my eyes behind the ball and I begin my swing and get my barrel out in front before it ever even gets to me, you're going to be able to see that line drive that 90-degree hit, like perpendicular hit, boom, line drive, perfect out there. Leave the park as you rotate, and your eyes are already seeing it. You don't even have to go like, so if you're saying, leave your head on the ball, pull your, like stop pulling your head out. They're pulling their head out because they don't have room to hit. If their head's going like this, well, it's because of the ball. I mean, they could literally just go, got it, coach. Take the bat out of their hands, just have them slap the ball then if you're going to have them hit right here and tell them to not pull their head. Okay, if you don't want them to pull their head, push the ball out in front before it ever gets to their front foot and work on it out there. Don't let that ball come to the plate. Do not let the ball come to the middle of their body. They need to be hitting that ball by the time it's at their front foot. Yes, even for like middle out pitches. Right off that back heel. If the ball's getting all the way to the plate, that is your number 4, oh crap, I barely made it on time contact point, and we are just better than that. The kids are better than that. And coaches, you are better than just making contact. Help them hit the ball where people are not standing. Okay? This game's so much more fun when you hit the ball where people aren't. So yeah, we use our hitter's compass to kind of like think about where did the ball go. If it was the foul ball, that was the red zone. If it was a hard foul ball over down the left field line, let's say as the right-handed hitter, right? Sometimes we whip a ball foul and it almost hits our coach. Or like on TV a lot we'll see somebody whip a ball foul and it will be a curving home run that would have been, right? But it was a foul ball. Most people would say, just wait on it just a little bit. Just let it get a little closer to you. And I watch this happen all the time. And it's sad to me that we don't understand that the hard foul ball down that line is between yellow and green zone. You are so close to green zone, and then our brains just sing foul ball. We automatically think, oh, I gotta let it get closer to me. And what you just did was you put yourself back to the yellow zone. Instead of saying, I need to step on the gas. I gotta rotate faster. How did I just hit that ball way over there foul? It likely wasn't because you rotated all the way foul. Nobody just like rotates their body to the third base dugout and then whips it to the third base dugout. What happens? What happens is usually you stop your rotation, or it's like you were just almost there. You were almost to where your chest was at left center field for this to come through. But it's like maybe you tied and this barrel had to come at the last second, or maybe you're like Bregman and you twist your body and you turn your feet a little bit the opposite direction, a little bit closed stance, and you simply give yourself only 3 zones of attack. So Bregman basically focuses on 3 zones of attack, whether he thinks about it like that or not. He has his home run, he has his 5-6 hole hit, and then he's got this little punch to the right side, and he just aims his feet accordingly, all right? There's certain pitches that he can't hit over the fence, but those typically go to the 5-6 hole and up the middle. So, good for you, Bregman. I'm an Astros fan, if you can't tell. So I actually missed where I was going with that right there. I apologize. So we got our hitter's compass. Where are we trying to go with the ball? I lost it. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, well, you're just reading what happened, right? So you got your long foul ball. When you hit that hard foul ball right at your coach and then tell you, let it get deeper, don't hit it at me, hit it on the field, and it's funny, say, okay, coach, I know you want me to hit it on the field, but that foul ball means my chest didn't beat my barrel. My barrel beat my chest, and I whipped it foul, really hard. Okay, so take that same thing and say, hold on, bat, I want you to stay right here. This time, I'm going to do it with my body first. I'm literally going to make sure my chest goes to left center field, and then my bat will hit it there. That would be the change. That would be the reset. Okay, I hit the foul ball. I probably hit on the outside part of that 6-9 and whipped it that way. I need to, yes, like probably hit the ball in the same spot in front of me, but I got to turn faster. You got to speed up that rotation. You got to press the gas. Okay? It's confusing, I realize, but like that's why I'm trying to show you guys the different ways that these balls go. All right, and these courses that I have, the online courses, this is what this is made for, is to teach you guys how to recognize what's going on when you hit. I'm not trying to teach you how to swing. I'm trying to teach you how to think. I want to teach you how to think. I want to teach you how to plan and learn from the result of the plan, and how to fix your timing based on the results, right? So like if you're hitting hard ground balls, dingers, all of that, like, I mean, you're good, your timing is good, but what happens when your timing is bad? What do you typically start doing? You start trying to fix your swing, right? Like you go and you put the ball on the tee and you start acting like, well, maybe I need to change this, maybe I need to stand higher, maybe I need to do this. Just stop. Just stop. Trust that you are more than good enough to step up and not have to think about like, oh, I gotta do this and I gotta do that. Like all of that is what you do in practice, but when you're competing in the game, you create that plan, you commit to the plan, you just dig in, you make your attack on the ball, and you leave your head right there. That, right there, that one little piece, that extra piece where we leave our eyes there and we let the body then take our head off of the ball. If you do that, you're going to learn how to adjust. And being able to adjust not only game by game or day to day. Geez, like if we have a bad day of softball or a bad day of baseball, you really need to learn how to adjust. He's so cute. You really need to learn how to adjust, all right? If you are able to adjust at bat to at bat, like go up there and it's like, okay, well, this is what I saw, and you're thinking about it in the dugout. Maybe I should do this next time, like at bat to at bat. That's okay. You're going to be about a 250 to 300 hitter at best. Like if you're only able to adjust at bat to at bat. And if you're able to adjust pitch to pitch, and even adjust within the pitch, welcome to the Hall of Fame, or welcome to breaking records, or welcome to leading your team to winning the national championship. Like, when you learn how to hit the ball out in front, and you learn how to adjust pitch to pitch, that's when you become the MVP. That's when you become, the kid who is an All-American or getting a scholarship for this and that. Like it's when you know how to play the game. It's not when you have a perfect swing, like a beautiful swing. Coaches don't care how pretty your swing is, and if they do, that coach ain't winning usually. So look at the winning teams. Just turn on the television. Who's winning? All right, I guarantee you, the people at the bottom of the ranks in any league that you're playing in, like their confidence level is so different. What they're trying to do up there is so different. It's not just, oh, these guys can hit and these guys can't. All of these guys can hit. You can hit. I can hit. Anybody can hit. But can you hit where the people aren't? That's the game. You got to try to score more runs than the other team, so hit them where they're not. Most of the guys, I would say probably at least half of the guys in Major League Baseball do not go up there with a plan. They go up there and they're watching the pitch and they're waiting for a good one, and maybe they're like, all right, well, I'm good at hitting this guy's inside pitch, so I'm only going to focus on that, or something. Like, it's like they're letting an entire outside half of the plate go, which fine, at least that's kind of a plan, right? But like, the plan doesn't lead to somewhere on the field. The plan for them, a lot of times, what it looks like, because their swings look defensive, their plan looks like, if this pitch comes inside, then I'm going to ... If this pitch is outside, then I'm going to ... Like, you don't have time. 0.35 seconds. Y'all know what that looks like? This is like a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right here. I'm going to toss it up, and then I'm going to catch it. And this is about what point, this is about how much time you have to see it out of the pitcher's hands and hit the ball. Something like that. That's like 0.33 seconds. So, that's what you got to do. You got to be able to hit that from 60 feet away if you're in baseball. And you got to be able to hit that from 43 feet away in softball at the college level if you're hitting in the low 70s. All right? It's the same amount of time that it takes to get there. You guys hit that on side toss. Go. Right? Y'all ever practice hitting the ball at the peak with low tosses? You're hitting, your brain is able to hit faster than 100 miles an hour. Like, you can start your swing earlier to be on time for it. You don't have to see exactly where it's pitched before you begin your attack. The attack is set to the field. The ball is just coming. Who cares if it's inside, outside? Like, let your body watch that along the way, but don't wait to see it's inside, it's outside, it's a strike. Yes, go. Like, you can't say, okay, I'm ready now. It is, all right, pitcher, you got the ball. I'm trying to hit this ball to left center field. What you got for me? My body is preset. I know which way I'm trying to go get the ball. I know what the angle of my bat must look like to hit the ball to left center field right there. So if the ball passes this point, well, then I better hurry this way because this is my last chance. This is my first chance. This is my last chance. Okay? Some pitches are not going to be good to hit to left center field, and those I will likely let go. Or if I end up swinging at them really hard, they might go to right center field, or 5-6 hole, or 3-4 hole. All of those later hits, they're still there for you when you aim for the first hit. The first hits are not there for you when you're waiting for the last hit. If you're only waiting to stay, excuse me, man, I have the hiccups bad today. If you're only waiting to let the ball get to you and always go to right field, you're just missing the first half of your attack. And I just feel like you could be a much better hitter. You'd be much more fun to watch spread the ball out on the field based on the situation. And I think you would just have a lot more fun playing the game if you did so. So don't be afraid to miss, you guys. Get up there and go for it. So once you reset your plan, right? That's what we're going to do. We're going to reset our plan. We're going to commit and just dig in and learn from our attack. And this is just going to continue to happen. This is the cycle throughout your entire at-bat. And by the end of your at-bat, hopefully you're on the bases or scoring a run. So let's look at this very last one where timing is everything. I've seen some beautiful strikeouts and I've seen some ugly home runs. And to be quite honest, I don't know why I said I've seen. I easily could have put, I've had some beautiful strikeouts and I've definitely hit some ugly home runs, for sure. I mean, some crazy ones that you're like, how the hell did that happen? And it happened because I had timing. Like, I learned from all of my hits what timing meant, not how to swing right. I was competing against a moving ball, and that pitcher was trying to hit my bat in a spot that would cause an out, and it was my job to figure out how to get this big green spot there in time to the open field so that we could win. All right? Because when you got pitchers gunning at you, when you're a 500 hitter, believe me, they want to get you out. That is a win for them. They could have everybody else on the team hit a home run off of them, and I could strike out, and that would have made their day. All right? That's the kind of competitor that I was, and that's the kind of competition that I brought out in other pitchers when they were facing me, because they wanted to beat me because I was really good, and it was a big challenge to receive that kind of pitching. They throw hard to you. They really turn it on for you as an elite hitter, and I'm glad they did because they made me better every time they brought me better pitching because I didn't think that I could miss. I didn't care if I struck out. Yes, I did. I cared. But I didn't go up there not trying to strike out. I just accepted the strikeout. Did I get mad about it? Yeah, because maybe I was late, or maybe I did that, or maybe I was mad, whatever. Like, no, it's not like how you're supposed to react, but man, like, I practiced at this. I was really a really great hitter. Like, I made things happen. And I want to help you make it happen. I can. I know it works. It's working for people. It's working for teams who have now gone through these programs. Like, it's amazing to me that even this team up in New Jersey or New York, I can't remember. I think it's Jersey. Like, they've been going through these courses for the last season. This whole last season, they were like dead last the season before, and they stuck with it. They tried this new course thing. The whole team started doing it, and how cool is it that the team not only won their division this year, but they freaking smoked everybody. Like the last 6 games, I think they said they had something like 60 something runs to like, they outscored people like 60 or 70 to like 5 or 6. Okay, like who cares about the other team, but man, look at that difference, right? Like 6 games, people scored maybe 6 runs on them total, and they scored over 60 something. It's not rocket science, it's just science. It's just science. You need space, and you can figure out angles. And I love teaching the swing as if it's science. All right? So let me kind of get out of this really quick and go into one more handout. This is going to be the final thing here. I'm going to actually just click it down here. So I want to basically save you money. All right? I've got 3 courses, and these courses, if you sat down and did them all, which I would not recommend doing, I would recommend doing the Hitter's Compass course day 1, and also just open up the first hammer drill course. The hammer drill course along with the timing course, that is going to be your time. Like that is how you learn how to practice timing. All right, so you got the red, yellow, green zones is going to be explained in the Hitter's Compass. That's where you'll begin. All right, that course is free. I've got it available if you want to check it out. Just go look at it and go through it. It's not going to take you very long. It's literally an introduction. When you get to the hammer drill and the 3 phases of timing, like this is a complete hammer drill course. Like how to work on a tee and like how to manipulate the ball using a hammer and how to connect the idea of this thing being flat to this thing being round but also being flat. Like go check that one out, because learning how to hit with this, which also moves into learning how to hit with this when we get to front toss, like a short bat, understanding that hammer snap feel and recognizing and realizing, like when you're doing the hammer drill, if you don't rotate, you can't hit with the hammer. This thing right here is tough to hit with, and I recommend hitting with it on a tee and on side toss, and then switching over to a little bit of side toss with a short bat, and then going to the longer bat. Now, the understanding of spacing and how to adjust your swing, like when you learn how to hit with a hammer, you're learning how to hit yellow zone, or actually more red zone here. It's like your bat is way longer than this. So if you let a ball get right here, where you're going to hit like a pretty good yellow zone hammer, like this would be green zone, this would be yellow. Hammers typically hit in the yellow zone. Well, now that's right here. So that's if I was extending out through a ball. So this is my green zone. So I would not be able to hit a green zone with my bat with a yellow zone of the hammer drill. I would have to make this like a red-yellow cramped, like, whoa. Like to get that there is what I would have had to have done to get that. So it's like you start to learn that, man, it's so weird that I put the tee right here where I could hit it with a hammer, but that's usually where I hit it with my bat when I practice. All of a sudden, you will start seeing like how much more room you can hit the ball. And then you got to understand the ball's not just going to be sitting on the tee out there, it's going to be moving at you. So if you practice hitting it while it's way out there, you're not likely going to hit it right there. You might hit it 2 inches further, because your timing is going to be based on how early you started your swing. Right? So is the ball halfway and you've started your attack and then finally we've rotated and boom, hit it out in front? Or did you wait to make sure it was a strike and then let the ball get too deep before deciding, yes, so we only got right here? You'll be able to understand the timing issues, and really it's not even the timing issues, you'll be able to understand the timing outcomes and then readjust your timing with the hammer drill. Okay, so I want you to consider this 3-pack of courses, because it's kind of like all of it goes together. I could sell you the hammer drill by itself, and that's originally what I was doing, but it was like I wanted 3 things to go together so that it allows me to wrap everything up. And the hammer drill itself is a good drill, and I take you through 3 different stages of it with 3 different bats. But the hammer itself is like, I mean, you can practice getting stronger with your forms, you can practice your snap. There's so much in that course that shows you what to do with this hammer to help you get better, and it's a timing course. So it goes from tee to side toss to front toss, and then explains how each of those moves forward with your brain, like how your brain intakes the information from a pitch that's not moving at you, but it's moving now, your side toss. And then how you take that timing and you turn it to a ball coming here. Like, you have to teach kids, especially the young kids. If you guys have got younger kids and they're just going from like T-ball, or they're very late, you can tell they're very late, this is for them. Get the timing course for them so that they can understand the 1, 2, 3, like the hitting on the timer, or the hitting at the peak. Like, these little cues will help them understand how to hit the ball pretty hard, and how to make some progress to where they want to stay in the sport, and they don't just quit after year 1 because they don't have success. It's not just that your kid is either athletic or they're not athletic. I mean, I guess that's the case sometimes, but your kid has either been taught or not been taught. And if they're wanting to play softball or baseball, then help them. I've got it right here for them. Right here. You can save a lot of money on going to see professional hitting instructors. You can even save a lot of money on coming to see me. I am pushing my players to please download this, because this is like having me in your back pocket all the time. This is like learning how to think without me there, instead of when you're just at lessons, okay? And that last part, the 3 drills to improve power. Those 3 drills, that was a separate course, because I needed something that got to show that you can stand and you can do a lot of different things. You can put your body in all these different positions and be able to work your core. So when we do our bucket drill, and we're really focusing on that fast rotation, I'm talking about an inside pitch in this drill, but I also explain how this drill, like all 3 of these drills, are set up for inside. And then at the very end, I kind of show you guys how to move it, but the whole time I'm talking about only if you wanted to hit the ball to left center field. And then I would say, if you move the ball out some and you're working on the right center field, then this is how you would set it up. So I don't go through hitting every single pitch location. I explain how to do it on hitting inside pitches, because to me, that's the one that people don't understand how to rotate to, and that's why everybody tries to hit the ball to right center field. If you learn how to rotate, and you learn how to improve your power with rotation and reach, and you learn how to hit the outside half of the ball, you are absolutely going to hit your power. Powerful hits are hit to the left side, because that is my earliest on-time attack. My second most powerful is this way, but really I can still hit this ball pretty hard down that third base line. So it's like these 3 most on-time hits are going to be your hardest hits a lot of times. As that ball gets close to you and you've got bent arms with your bat, these are going to be your weak hits, straight up, straight down, out at first. So if you use the hitter's compass to learn the red, yellow, green zones and how to aim your feet for different attacks, then you can use the hammer drill to help you understand snap, bat speed, rotation, how to use different size bats, and understand spacing. And then you've got the timing section of the course, again taking you through no timing, which is learning the drill on the tee. And then you've got side toss, how to time that, the 2 different ways to do that. And then you've got front toss, and how we can put a 1, 2, 3 timer that's connected to the timer for the side toss. Like, when you start doing this, then you can start making the timer for that one, and then when you understand the front toss, you can make that timer for your pitch. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright? Please, please, please take advantage of the course bundle that I'm creating. I want to save you $20, and this is not like I'm just trying to give you $20. Like, I put in a lot of time and effort into this. This is what I do all day long. I don't just make videos for Instagram to give you guys like little tidbits of like, wow, this kid can hit really hard. I want you guys to want to hit like these kids who can hit really hard. I post 6-year-olds who can hit it, I post 16-year-olds who can hit it, I post college kids who can hit it, and pros who can hit it, and I'm showing you the way. Please consider, for your child's future, for your understanding, and for that bond that you guys are going to create together as you go through this. When you want to lean on me and say, hey, remember what Lindsay said, that right there can get that off of you, get that negative feeling between the 2 of you. Maybe y'all are bickering and like, you're doing this, no, I'm not, blah, blah, blah. Just stop it. Hey, you remember from the course, you remember when Lindsay said that if you do this, then that'll happen? Let's just try it. Well, you know what, if she tries it and it works, or he tries it and it works, all of a sudden, y'all's like, it's like y'all are learning how to, you're teaching him how to remember this stuff. while you're trying to remember it too, right? You're teaching the player how to plan, right? That's what are we doing today? We're going to work on hitting it in the 5-6 hole for the first half. We're going to work on hitting it to left center in the second half. Or we're going to only hit the ball up the middle today. We're going to work on hitting it literally right back up the pitcher for whatever reason that we want to do that. Create your plan, commit to the plan, just dig in, let the pitch be on its way, do your thing, and then learn from it. What does our hitter's compass and our regular green zones tell us about what we just got? What happened to the ball? And then how, again, do we reset the plan and go at it again? If you can do that, just do that at your next tournament. Create the plan, commit to the plan, just dig in, register what the result is, reset the plan, and then you just understand your timing is everything. If you want to hit the ball to the outfield, you need to hit it earlier. If you want to hit the ball to the infield, it's going to be on you a little bit more. Not right here, that's bad, but like right here. Home runs, ground balls, outs. Alright? Hard ground balls, line drives. Anyways, that's pretty much going to do it. I'm going to be sending you guys the link. It should be emailed to you right after this is completed, so I hope that you take advantage. Please go check it out. You can begin with Hitter's Compass, and then, but this bundle is only going to be available to you for the next 2 days. The next 2 days is all you're going to have to save $20. So, please, 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 go check it out. All right. Once you look at the bundle, you're gonna get 2 days to do it. So take advantage of the $20. Save yourself more than $20. Save yourself all of the extra batting lessons from people that don't understand how to teach your kid how to hit. Save yourself the time and the energy, and save them the frustration, I would say. Like when you have somebody who's just teaching how to swing and then they start throwing balls at them, the kid's not going to be successful. It's going to be completely frustrating. They're likely not going to want to play, and they're probably just, unless they just figure it out the next lesson or the coach figures out how to help them differently. But like there's so many kids who just lose the love for the game because they're missing the biggest piece of this. The biggest piece is scoring runs. We want to score runs. We're not trying to get to first base. We are trying to go from home to home. And these little stops are just little pit stops. They're just little ways to be safe. They are not the goal. The goal is forward. And when you teach a player how to be successful and hit the ball to the gaps, and then they start really getting the game, it can take them anywhere they want to go. And I do mean like anywhere. It's like not just with softball or baseball. Like these things that they're learning how to do, how to create a plan, how to commit to something, how to learn from what you're doing, and how to make an adjustment. I mean, that's life, people. Right? This is life skills in these courses. This is teaching them how to think. This is teaching them how to take ownership over what they are responsible for. And they're responsible for their attack. Not the coach down the third base line, not the parent in the stands. Their at bat is a reflection of them, not of you. What it's a reflection of is how much maybe do you work with them. Not whether they get a hit or not, right? What is that kid doing during the swing? Like how much, like are they learning? Are they doing something different? Or they just get in there, they have the same chicken wing stance with their elbows out here and nobody's helping them, right? Like obviously you need to pick up, you need to do better. This is not, you don't just go pay $65 for your little league year and you just expect the coach to just take it. Think about that. Do you know what $65 is? That's not very much for the time and the effort that's put into a season, right? Maybe it's $120 for you to play still. What are you paying, $10 for 12 weeks of play or 8 weeks of play? $10 a week or $12 a week for your coach to go spend 2 hours of their time? Like, you have to put in the time at home, you guys. You pay the money for your uniform and for them to go be able to practice with their team. And I hear a lot of coaches out there say at some point in time you got to stop listening to mom and dad. But you know what? I had a mom and a dad that helped me all the way up. All the way up. I slightly disagree with the parents not being involved. Because you know what? That kid is going to have multiple coaches. And good, I'm glad. They should learn from all of them. But when the parent doesn't know what's going on in practice and they're not really involved, and they're not having the communication between the kid about, hey, so when coach did this today, what did you think? Like, you got to help them understand what's going on. You got to help them take this to practice in their head and understand that even if coach is setting the ball right here and they're making them stand on top of it and telling them that this is the best way to swing, then he's just got to realize, you know what, that's all right. Coach is helping me become a great red zone hitter today. I'm going to practice hitting these balls in the dirt so hard, and I'm just going to practice hitting them up because that's what I'm going to get from this. It's learning how to understand what every coach is going to have them do, because most of these coaches have either, like if you're young, typically it's a parent that's just wanting to be involved. Maybe they played a little bit, but they've never really taught a 3-year-old or a 6-year-old how to swing a bat. And it's hard to put that into a 6-year-old's understanding. I work with 6-year-olds all the time. I've been coaching kids from the age of like 5 up to college, for a very long time. I've had to be very crafty with how I say things and figure out different ways that make sense for everybody. And that's what I've done. I've spent a lot of time and a lot of effort creating a full course that can absolutely help your hitter enjoy this game and help them be really good at it. And when they're really good at it, then they get put on a really good team. And when they get put on a really good team, they win a lot. And when you win a lot, you get noticed for like your communication skills, your ability to adjust, your knowledge of the game, your knowledge of the rules, how to be crafty, how to be strategic. Like, you don't get recruited for a pretty swing. You get recruited because you can play ball. You get recruited right here. And your speed and your power and all these things. But you don't have power if you don't have timing. You don't get to show off your speed on the bases if you don't know how to hit the ball to get on base in the first place. You gotta understand timing. I'm going to wrap it up right there. I know we've gone over a little bit, but I do appreciate you being in here. And I want you to take advantage. I'm handing you $20 right now. You're going to have it sitting in your email. Take advantage. Get the 3-course for not $85, but for $65. Okay, $65, and you're going to have about 8 days, not days, right? It's just going to be like an hour of time to watch sometimes. Sometimes it's only going to be a 15-minute video. Sometimes you're going to watch 2 or 3 videos in a row because you want to. So you could either spend 5 minutes on Just Diggin' today, or you could spend 30 minutes on it today. Either way, it's going to be there for you tomorrow, and then it's going to be there for you forever. This isn't going away. This is evergreen information. This is timing. How do you get your bat from here to here? Go. Ready? Let's just start playing. Let's start experimenting. You do this instead of learning how to perfectly move your arm, doing all these things and like bent arms. I promise you, if you just say that's going to be there for me because I've already practiced it, I already know how to do it, just put it behind you, and now let's move on to let's play the game of where to hit the ball. Alright? Just try it with me. I'm very excited to do that. So, you guys just did again. Please go check it out, and I will see you very soon. Also, don't forget, please do email me. Okay? Like, when you get this course and you have a question, email me. Let me know the questions you have. Send me a video if you have a question you want me to check out how you're doing at the drill. I've had people do that before. Like, just send me the video, and if you're hitting ground balls on the hammer drill, well, I'm going to be able to show you how to adjust. Okay? So it's not just like, get this and go and good luck, you guys. Like, I'm here for you. This is what I do. This is what I do. I'm here to help you learn how to take this ball and send it to the open gap so we can score runs. Okay? So I will see you very soon. Check your email. I'll be there.